Hey, thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of Life Inspired. This is a show, if you're tuning in for the first time, where people are talking about how and why they follow God. And so lots of people have a turning point story, and most people have several turning point stories in their lives where, they were doing something, life was just kind of going along, and God got their attention and has them doing something different, has them, really connecting to Him and walking an inspired life. And so that's kind of what this show is all about. You can watch these programs on lifeinspiredshow.com and share them from there. You can also watch them on Inspired Homes Facebook page and YouTube channel. And we do ask if you would to subscribe to our YouTube channel, to like our Facebook page, because that just helps get more people exposure to the possibility of a story that could change their lives. So thanks for that, and we appreciate it. We are doing social distancing still. I am actually alone in the studio, and our guest today, Miss Melanie Hoefle, who's actually a brand new employee with Inspired Homes. We're so excited to have you as one of our newest admins for Dot 330. Melanie's going to be our guest today and tell about her turning point story. Welcome, Melanie.
Hi, thanks for having me. Hi.
We are so glad that you could be here. So I know you might have several turning points. You might have one that you're going to talk about that's a recent one. So what's a backstory before, like if life was going along and dot dot dot, and then God stepped in and turned you? What was going on before He turned you? What was that?
So my most recent position was working at a senior community. My job was director of sales over there, and it was new to me. I've always been in hospitality. Ever since college, ever since before college, really, any job I had really was hospitality driven. And so this was a new position, not anything I'd ever done before in senior living. It was a little stressful. It was a big learning curve for me. I was there for 3 years and had some wonderful days and some very stressful days. And we had some changes that caused my position to be eliminated. And it wasn't completely out of the blue, but the day that it happened, I didn't know that was going to happen. So I
Right.
took it in stride. I honestly was glad that it kind of happened to me instead of one of my other salespeople. And I just had a peace about it. I went home and I told my husband,
Wow.
and I said, I'm okay with this. Um, I got that position, I believe, because God placed it on somebody's heart to encourage me to apply for it. It was completely not anything I was looking for. I was very happy with my position before then. Somebody called and said, "Hey, I really think you should take this job." And I kind of fought her because I said, "I've never done anything with senior living. I'm not equipped for that. I'm not used to that." And she said, "No, you're going to love it. You need to take it." And I just feel like, God has perfect timing, and He placed me in that position. And I fully believe that He removed me from that position for a reason.
Right. Has He told you the reason yet? Do you know yet?
Well, I think it was, again, just His perfect timing. After I lost my job, it was, of course, hard to think about what my next step was going to be. But I am part of a wonderful church that has a women's small group. And about a week into my being laid off or losing my job, one of the ladies in our small group was diagnosed with cancer. And I just
Oh, wow.
immediately raised my hand and said, I barely knew her. She'd only been attending about 2 weeks. And I raised my hand and I said, I don't have a job. So I'm here to serve you in any way I can. We became really quick
Wow.
friends. And luckily, she likes my cooking. So she was appreciative of any meals that I could provide her. I was able to take her to doctor's appointments and just, be a comfort and just be available. And I think that was really the best
Wow.
blessing that I could have been given, was just time and not having any schedule. I was always just, feeling God prompt me to just say, remind her that you don't have a job. This is now your job, to serve her and anybody else that would need something during this time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm kind of speechless. Just wow. I mean, the timing that he had you do that, and then he had you in the Bible study, and then he had her come, and she wasn't in it before, and he
Right.
just made you available for her. That's just he's hugging on her and saying, "I love you," and he was loving on you. And now we're doing that Enneagram study at the office, and you're a number two helper, right?
I think so. Yep. I haven't officially taken the list,
Yeah,
but
that's what I thought.
I really feel like I've always had a servant's heart, that God has always, put
Right.
me in positions to serve. And that's what I love to do. It makes my heart happy to make somebody else happy. So I
Right.
think God knows that that's a win-win.
Right. Right. Wow, I'm so delighted. I want to meet your friend. We've got to get her to tell her story. We can do social distancing and she can tell her story on the couch too. That's just amazing. So I am so delighted. I did not know that. We Inspired Homes has hired Melanie to be admin for three agents. We have our little mini teams we call dots, and so you get to be helper to them. And God let you have some experience from title company in the past that
Yeah.
makes it just a great fit for you, knowing what we need done in the admin spot. So we're just excited to have you for that, and your helpful hands. What a great testimony. I'm so thrilled. Very exciting. Well, so anything else that oh, I know what we didn't ask. I always like to ask how you stay inspired every day. What is it that you do? Because different people do get inspired different ways. But there's probably someone that's going to watch this video that would be like, oh, I could do that. That would make sense to me. So what is it that you do? How do you stay connected in your relationship with God?
Well, during this time off, it was, for me, it was a time away without a job, and then it turned into the COVID situation where everybody's
Quarantine.
social distancing and at home, and so like everything was really just topsy turvy, and it was great to get a new normal. I would, stay setting an alarm, get up in the morning. I'm a morning person, so I love to get up in the morning and be in this office that I'm in right now. It's got big windows, and I could, read my Bible here in my chair and put on worship music. And I saw that you just had Kelly Jones in as one of your guests. And she,
Yep.
during this time, was doing workout videos every morning, and I would watch
Right.
her live. And sometimes she would have worship music going, and we would, have a prayer or talk about a way to encourage other people during this time. And so I've continued with that, continued with my morning
That's awesome.
routine, and gets you ready for the day. And I'm very blessed to be
Very
working for
cool.
Inspired, where they definitely encourage that. So it's nice that I don't feel like
Yep.
I have to cut that out of my routine now because I need to hurry up and get to my job. That's something that you are encouraging me to continue on in my life. So that's great.
Yep, that's part of your job, right?
That's right.
So I do want to say one last little thing though, because you have a 2020 high school grad.
I
And I
do.
do want to say to everybody watching, if you know of or have a grad or a grandchild grad of this year, so exciting that this group of students was born during the time that we were grieving from 9/11 and was launched into the world at that time of wow, God's really like spared all these people from, yes, a lot of people died that day, but way more should have died had that building been full. And then now with quarantine and this weirdness is the time that they're launching into life after high school. So I just feel so stricken that this class of 2020 is really special to God. So many congratulations to your daughter, Melanie, and the best blessings for her future and her career and her schooling and all of the stuff that she's got in front of her. And to all of you guys that are graduating this year, congratulations. So by the time this airs, you will have all had some kind of weird graduation, but we're just so excited for you and praying for you lots and lots. So thanks, Melanie, for being our guest today.
Thanks so much for having me. And thank you for
And
that prayer for my daughter and the class. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. For sure. And thank you guys for watching and for sharing and for subscribing and for liking. But definitely share this with somebody that needs to hear Melanie's story, and share with us too if you know somebody else that needs to be telling their story from here. Yeah. And ask your friend Melanie. I'd love to see if she wants to tell her story. And she might not be ready yet, but when she's ready. So thank you guys again. And you all have a great, great week. Bye-bye.